These may include federal, provincial, or industry-specific expectations. While there are many differences between the laws and codes they enforce, the goal of these groups is the same: to reduce or eliminate the number and severity of workplace falls. Individuals must be aware of the legislation applicable in their location or industry and ensure they are working within the guidelines set forth. True or false? 1. Effective work planning and proper use. However, not all at-height work situations can be avoided in this way, and other forms of fall protection must be used. Guardrails are structures or barriers erected in such a way to prevent workers from reaching a fall hazard. Strict guidelines exist in most jurisdictions stating specific parameters for design and strength of acceptable guardrails. Guardrails must meet or exceed these parameters to be considered appropriate for use as a fall protection system. Where guardrails may not be a practical or possible method of fall protection, a personal travel restraint or fall arrest system may be used. These systems, worn by the worker, are composed of specialized fall protection equipment. When used properly, they will either restrain a worker from reaching a fall hazard, travel restraint system, or stop a fall in progress, fall arrest system. These methods of protection with the intent of eliminating the hazard, first and foremost. When possible, this option should be pursued, as it provides the safest work environment. Otherwise, select the system which will present the least amount of risk to the workers. Selection of the appropriate system should be done by a competent trained person to ensure they have the knowledge to choose the motion. But a fall will impart potentially damaging arrest forces to the entire system. If a guardrail could be installed, the worker could be prevented from actually reaching the fall hazard. This eliminates the possibility of personal injury caused by the arresting forces on the body, making it the preferred solution. 1. When selecting the correct fall protection system, it's important to consider all factors and choose the safest solution possible. Choose which system matches the option presented. What is the first option? A. Travel restraint system. B. Eliminate hazard. C. Fall arrest system. Should be approached with the intent of eliminating the hazard if possible. Must not exceed the tolerance level of the worker's body. To ensure this, workers must control the factors above by keeping free fall distance to a minimum and using energy-absorbing connecting devices of fall protection. 1. Select the category of fall protection with the least amount of risk. This could mean eliminating job site. B. Worn by the worker. C. Similar to basic PPE. D. Used exclusively by supervisors. We do everything we can to prevent emergencies from happening. But when they do, everyone should know exactly how to react. There is no time to call a meeting or designate responsibilities after an emergency occurs. This is why the emergency action plan is in place before people go to work, and why everyone on the job site needs to be familiar with it. Industrial plant and building emergency evacuation procedures. Having standard emergency evacuation procedures in place means workers can get out of a building or off the site quickly if their health or safety is compromised by an emergency situation. Everyone should be familiar with the emergency evacuation procedure and know the emergency route. The names and certificates of the people who have been trained in first aid will be posted for your information. This kind of identification can also exist in the form of stickers on hard hats and flags on trucks. right at the base of the flames. That's the heart of the fire. Don't spray. Extinguisher is discharging. One last thing to remember. Apply. Most fire extinguishers work by removing the A. Oxygen supply.
Portable